Okay, it's the time that was noticed and posted for our special board meeting. It's Tuesday, October the 1st, 2024, 10 o'clock a.m. We're in the Board of Supervisors Executive Conference Room, Melody Lane, Bisbee. Pursuant to ARS 38-431.02H, the public will have physical access to the meeting place 15 minutes prior to the start of the meeting. Any item on this agenda is open for discussion and possible action. And we begin with the roll call. District 1? Are you here, Tom? Okay, we'll move on to District 2. Supervisor English is present. District 3?
Supervisor Judd is here.
Well, we have
Crosby
2 of the
is
3
here.
board members. Was that Tom?
Here, Crosby? Yeah. here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we have a complete board. Thank you, Tom. Members of the public may also attend this meeting by Microsoft Teams computer or mobile app, or by phone by calling 602-609-7513 or 888-680-6714. Conference ID 252-77945#. If you have trouble accessing this meeting remotely, call 520-432-9200 for direction. The board may permit public comment during the discussion of any item on this agenda. To speak on an agenda item, complete and return the speaker request form to the clerk of the board prior to 9 a.m. on the day of the meeting. And to my knowledge, we haven't received any. Thank you. First item is consent agenda. Could I have a motion, please?
I'm going to have to let Madam Judd handle all the motions.
I can. Madam Chair, I move that we approve consent agenda item 1.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Chair votes aye, and it's unanimous and approved. Now we move to the action item. The reason for this meeting, for discussion and selection and possible appointment of a candidate to fill the remainder of the term of the vacant Justice of the Peace District 3 JP3 seat beginning November 13th, 2024, as submitted by the JP3 Selection Committee. So before I ask for a motion, Mr. Karwatchko, would you give a little oversight of the board's responsibility and what we need to do?
Yes. So Justice of the Peace Staggs submitted his resignation. And so based on that submittal, it is the Board of Supervisors' duty to fill that vacancy. And as previously discussed, the board has given direction to the courts to create a selection committee, which they have done. And then they asked for applications. They received applications, and they put forward 2 individuals as their recommendation to the board to fill that vacancy. And those 2 individuals are present today, Tricia Driggs and Randy Judd.
Okay, I think it certainly would be appropriate for us as a board to meet them, and I don't know that we need to have a motion on the floor for this because we're not talking about a selection right now. Is that okay?
Well, I would recommend that you go into executive session so that we can have further discussions about the candidates that are present today and also the process, and then have a process determined about how to move forward with the 2 candidates.
Okay. Board members, do you have any comments about that?
I approve of going into executive session. I just want to apologize that I'm not there. This came up on our agenda after I was even gone, I think, on this trip. It came up kind of as a surprise. And so...
Would you like to make a motion to go into executive session? I can't do that alone.
Sure. I will do that. Madam Chair, pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A and 3, I move that the board go into executive session to discuss the possible filling and appointing the person to replace the Justice of the Peace vacancy in Precinct 3.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Chair votes aye, and it's unanimous and approved. So it will take us a few minutes to go into executive session. Okay, we're back in open session. And before we go any further, I want to thank the JP3 selection committee for sending us two fine candidates and the job that they did to make our job easier in making this selection. I think that we've had discussions. We've talked about the position, and I believe that the board is now ready to make a motion. So, board, is one of you have a motion ready?
If you'd remind me which one is first, whether the fill a remainder of the term or
It's to
a
fill the
replacement.
remainder of the term for the vacant position beginning November 13th.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, I move that we appoint Mr. Judd to fill the Justice of the Peace 3, according to the date just mentioned by the chair.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, then I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Chair votes aye, and it's unanimous. We also have another motion because of the position that we're appointing. We'd like to have some time for that person to be able to train and do the things that are necessary in order to be able to start on November 13th with the full position. So do I have someone who's willing to give me a motion for the Justice Pro Tem position?
I will do that. Madam Chair, I move that we appoint Mr. Judd to serve as the Justice of the Peace Pro Tem for Precinct 3, effective October 1st, 2024.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, then I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Chair votes aye, and it's unanimous and approved. So before we adjourn, I need to say that our next meeting is Thursday, October the 10th at 10 a.m. in the Board of Supervisors hearing room for a Board of Equalization meeting. And I also want to thank the two candidates for showing up this morning and giving us a preview of what the JP3 selection committee went through. So thank you very much. Having said that, this meeting is adjourned.